Hi you guys, and welcome back to the Written in Melanin Publishing channel. I am C. How y'all doing? So this week I have been trying to write because I'm a writer. That's kind of a thing that I do from time to time. So yeah, it didn't go well. We're just gonna leave it at that. It didn't go well. I have a serious case of writer's block. I don't know where it came from. I don't know how long it's gonna be here. I don't know. So in light of that and my complete inability to actually write for any considerable amount of time and actually be productive, I decided that, hey, be smart? Let's do a video of how to get through writer's block. So I'm currently employing some of these, hoping that one of them will work. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but these are my tips. Take them, use them at your own risk, etc. Yeah? All right. So, number 1, keep writing. So, this is basic advice. Everybody gives this advice. If you have writer's block, don't stop writing. Write through your writer's block. Yeah, see, the thing about it is this is actually kind of difficult because if you don't know what to write, it's really hard to just keep writing. It's kind of an oxymoron. Oxymoron? I think that's the right word. Whatever. Contradiction. So, but it is good advice. So what I've learned is that even if it doesn't make sense, even if it's completely unusable, even if it's not grammatically correct, it's just create words of some kind in some fashion, whether it's pen and paper, on the computer, whether I'm texting it to myself, do something with the words, anything at all. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is work on a different project. So most writers I know generally don't just have one story in their head at a time. They've got multiple. So if you're working on one story and you hit a writer's block, try switching to another project. Give your brain a break from trying to create those characters, scenarios, etc., and work on something different to see if coming back to it later helps. I tried that. It kind of helps. It kind of really did, but in the past it has worked for me. So this one I actually do suggest if you are having writer's block. Try working on something else and then come back to your project. All right, and so moving on to tip number 3, which is take a break. Just leave it where it's at and go do something else. For me, I'm an anime nerd, so I'll go watch a couple episodes of something, or I'll read a book, or I'll do some other arts and craftsy type thing, or pretend that I'm going to do some other artsy craftsy type thing and do all the research for it and be okay, yeah, I'm going to do this, and then actually never do it. But then take an hour or 2 away from it and then come back to it, and that helps too, because sometimes as writers, especially when we're in that productive area, we want to just keep going and going and going and maximize all of our writing momentum. However, that's not always the best route to go. Sometimes your brain is just no more, I don't want to do the words anymore. So in that case, step away from it. Yeah. So we're on to tip number 4. 4? I thought that was 3. Tip number 4. Grab a snack. Sometimes as writers, we forget to take care of ourselves. So take care of yourself. Your brain needs energy. And guess what? Creating words takes brain power. So grab a snack, hydrate, grab some water, coffee if that's your thing, tea if that's your thing. If you want to grab some juice, whatever your thing is, nourish yourself. And if you have to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. Don't force yourself to be I'm not going to pee until I get 100 words. I know that sounds crazy, but, we all know ourselves. And it happens. So, take care of yourself. Don't push yourself too hard. And do not make your bathroom break a reward. Because 100% chance that you're going to go to the bathroom at some point or another, whether you want to or not. So, tip number 5. Last one. Work on a different scene within the same project. So for me, and this one is purely just C writing, but for me, it's like if I get to a scene and I write it one way and I don't like it, and I go back and I write it another way and I don't like it, and I keep repeating this cycle, it's just like, okay, let's just skip over the scene so that I know where they need to get to, so that when I come back to it, it's like, okay, at the very least, I can work backwards and get this written. So sometimes, as my mother likes to say, we can't go over every obstacle or go through every obstacle. Sometimes you have to go around them. So, thanks, Mom, for teaching me that. I appreciate it. So, that is it, you guys. Those are my 5 tips for getting through writer's block. Of course, if you have any other tips, please leave them down in the comment section below. We're all writers here, so we could all use some tips and tricks, even if it's just get up and spin around the room 3 times. You know, if that's what works for you, that's what works for you. Yeah, all right. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really liked it, hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell icon if you're just really that into this, because I really appreciate it. And yeah, that is it for this episode, you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, I hope your days are lovely and your books are interesting. Bye.